Hey guys, so today we're going to be looking at who's drawn to you. So like who's interested in you, who's curious about you, maybe who's thinking about you a lot. Those types of things is what I mean by who's drawn to you. I have 6 piles to choose from, so go ahead and choose your pile. And yeah, I will see you in your reading. Alright, pile 1, welcome to your reading. So we're going to find out who's drawn to you, who's curious about you, maybe who's been thinking about you, who's interested in you, those things, if you skip the intro. So I'm gonna start the reading off by rolling some astro dice. See what we can find out about the person who's curious about you or drawn to you. So for pile 1, who's drawn to pile 1? Okay, so we have Neptune, the 7th house. We also have Taurus. Alright, let's see. So with the 7th house, that does talk about... So, okay, let's say, with Neptune energy, we have like Pisces. Just want to give out some zodiac signs. So Pisces, also Libra with the 7th house, and Taurus. I wonder, with the Venus energy coming through with the 7th house in Taurus, maybe this would be someone who is like very attractive physically. I would say this is maybe a peaceful person. With the 7th house, this could be someone who you've known for a long time. 7th house talks about long-term partnerships, could be relationships, like romantic relationships, as well as like business partnerships. It could also be like long-term friends, I would think. So yeah, it could be someone you've known for a long time. Maybe if it's not someone you've known for a long time, this could also be someone who does prefer commitment and long-term relationships. Maybe they do have friends that have lasted a long time in their life, or they could be in a partnership as well. With Taurus, that usually reminds me of the senses. Someone who likes comfort, someone who likes to eat yummy food, someone who likes, so yeah, and like, I would also think like maybe this person could enjoy cooking, or maybe just eating yummy food. They could also like really enjoy, like, since I'm thinking about the senses, like maybe this is someone who smells really good. They care about how they smell. They enjoy good smells. Um, and I would say this is a very kind person that's coming through. Possibly with Neptune, like a spiritual person. Maybe you have a spiritual connection with this person. Neptune also makes me think of someone who can tend to maybe isolate at times. So maybe this person could be a little bit more... I don't know. Taurus gives me a more social vibe, to be honest. But then Neptune does give me a little bit of maybe like a recluse or shyness. So I don't know, maybe this person could kind of teeter from both sides, like they're kind of an ambivert. I think that's what it's called. So let's take a look at your cards. Okay, so this funny thing with pile 1, I don't know if any of you remember me talking about in a couple readings ago. I was like, oh my gosh, every time in pile 1 we get the Fool, and then pile 2 gets the Star. And that happened for like several readings where it was pile 1 and pile 2 got those cards. We got a little bit of a break from it, but pile 1, you guys got the Star this time, and I'm going to spoil it. Pile 2 got the Fool, so it just kind of switched places. Yeah, so you have the Star here. We have the Lily. Garden. And the Tower. We also have self-love. and lost. Feeling a costly affliction's absence. So the star, um, well, we have Aquarius energy here with the star. This could be someone, yeah, I kind of get a social vibe from this person, even if they're, like, there, it's definitely like Aquarius energy. Yeah, like someone who is social when they're feeling that way and then could kind of disappear for periods of time to kind of recharge or like get their alone time. Because, yeah, with like Aquarius energy coming through in the star, this could be someone who's quite independent, especially with that cat on self-love. Yeah, like I feel like this is someone who's good at taking care of themselves and may, I would think maybe at times isolates to do that. And yeah, I think, but when they're not feeling like isolating, taking time to rest, I do feel like this is someone who is quite social and maybe even popular. I think, yeah, this is a very nice person, is what I get. And yeah, it's actually with Lost there too. So for the other readings, I definitely, like, because I was curious when I shuffled out these piles, so I looked into the book for this deck specifically, and I'm going to be reading from the book. I originally probably wasn't going to do it for pile one just because I have pulled this card before and I remember what was in the book. And I'm not certain that it will actually maybe give many hints to people of who this is that's drawn to you. But I'm going to read it anyway just in case anything does stand out to anybody. But it's basically just talking about a missing girl. So I don't know. This could be someone who has been missing from your life. Maybe this is someone who, well, if you know this person, then yeah, maybe this is someone who's been a little bit isolated recently or absent or, taking care of themselves and like kind of more focused on some sort of healing possibly with the star. And also with the star linked to like Aquarius energy, that is kind of talks about technology. So for some of you, you could also know this person from online. Maybe this is someone who's been absent from being online for a while. Yeah, so I think that's basically what I've got for that. And so I wrote down so the Lenormand cards are supposed to kind of describe their looks. It also does describe personality, so I did add that just in case that rings a bell for anybody, but mostly I was just kind of taking the Lenormand cards for the like physical traits of the person. So with the Lily, this is someone possibly, yeah, like with a mature face. I did kind of get that this might be someone who's quite mature, like a very nice person. So yeah, mature face, someone who's older, possibly 50 to 60 years old. I kind of get that, maybe that's for some people, but for most of you, it could be that just like this person is a little bit older than you. Possibly, I don't know, 30 if you're not 30. I don't know, maybe they could be that age. We also have 19 and 20 with the garden and tower. So those could be numbers that stick out. Yeah, this could be someone who's quite confident. With the garden, this would be someone who's good looking. I kind of got that with the Venus energy coming through with Taurus and Libra. So yeah, good looking, well put together, neatly dressed, attractive, social. Yeah, people person. Yeah, I kind of get that, especially with Aquarius energy coming through as a usually quite a social sign. Although I have, like they kind of balance it out and at times kind of disappear from what I've noticed. With the tower, this could be someone who's tall, sturdy, possibly flat chested, someone, and then like personality traits, which kind of goes against the lily and possibly the garden. But I don't know, maybe this person has like, they're not just one person, they have many sides to them. So at times, perhaps they could be arrogant, conceited, condescending, cold, emotionless, which are also kind of things that are associated with the sign of Aquarius. Not usually the most emotional of the signs, more of like an intellectual sign. So yeah, this could also be someone who you recognize as quite smart. So, okay, and then let's go ahead and look at Lost in the book. Oh, and the cool thing about these cards and why I wanted to take them for this reading was they have specific, like, I guess, merits within the cards. So this Lost card is the Adventurer merit, so it kind of explains, like, personality traits that this person could have. So the Adventurer merit symbolizes challenging your surroundings and making independent choices. Yeah, this is definitely someone who's independent. That seems to be coming through so strong. Adventurers are natural explorers, forever seeking new challenges and thrills. They love discovering unique new places and people. They prefer to stay in constant motion and hate being restrained, which can trigger conflict with authoritative figures. They thrive in competitive scenarios and view life as a series of potential accomplishments and experiences. To adventurers, nature is often an opportunity to prove themselves. So this could be someone who's restless, headstrong, competitive, and some of their flaws might be quarrelsome, which might kind of make sense with that, like a little bit of like maybe arrogance coming through, condescending, cold, those types of things. So I do think this is a really nice person, but I think if maybe you push their buttons, they could become quite different, and put up strong boundaries. Okay, so let's take a look at Lost. So yeah, it kind of just shows like this missing poster. We get a date here, July 28th. I would say that's a Leo birth date. So I don't know, maybe for some of you could be a Leo. So Sadie Kahn, an avid hiker and experienced outdoorswoman known by the trail name Trash Panda, was reported missing after she failed to return from a hike on Wednesday. She was last seen hiking alone on the 20-mile Brown Lake Trail. A group of hikers reported seeing a woman fitting her description, making her way up the trail and acting distressed. Local authorities and volunteers, including friends and family, conducted a 10-day search, but nothing was found. Sadie's father, Douglas Kahn, did not realize his daughter was missing until a few days after her planned return. Mr. Kahn is expected to make a statement in the coming days. So yeah, I don't know, maybe this is someone who also is kind of outdoors. Well, I mean, maybe not for some of you. I don't know. For some of you, maybe this person does like hiking, but I wouldn't take that message too seriously just because this deck is based on like very outdoorsy stuff. So that might not be everybody's message. I also was thinking, just because this like hand, and it's like a hand that's been cut off. It's what it seems like, what it looks like, and it's just on the ground. I don't know, maybe this could be someone who's had an injury, and I don't know, maybe even for some of you, like very few of you, the message could be like, this would be someone who's been out of work due to some sort of injury or illness or something like that, or perhaps even if you don't know this person from work, they've been like absent due to some sort of injury or illness or something like that. I don't think that's for most people though. But yeah, that's your reading. That's who's drawn to you. So I hope that like helped clarify. Hopefully you know who that is, and it's clear. But thank you for watching, and I'm going to go ahead and move on to the next pile. Bye. Okay, pile 2, welcome to your reading. So the first thing I want to do with your reading and all the other piles reading is I'm going to shuffle some astro dice first. Hopefully pull up some like zodiac signs that maybe this, you associate this person with, or, just kind of get some information about who's drawn to you through the astro dice. So for pile 2, who is drawn to pile 2? Okay, so we have the 9th house, Jupiter. Okay, Sagittarius energy strong. And we have Gemini. Okay, I would assume this is a very smart person, someone who loves to learn, for sure. With the 9th house, this could be someone who's spiritual. Maybe this is actually someone who loves astrology or does like some sort of tarot, like maybe they do tarot readings too and stuff like that. Um, yeah, I've seen a lot of tarot readers like with ninth house placements. I am one of them as well. And yeah, with Jupiter, I don't know, maybe this is someone who comes across as very optimistic, very lucky, very abundant in ways. I wonder if maybe with Jupiter that this person can tend to go overboard with like maybe overindulging at times. Possibly. I'm not actually sure if that's really associated with Jupiter, but I just think of like expansion and like wanting more. Yeah, because also with the ninth house in Jupiter, like this would be someone who maybe really loves to explore, um, and can kind of come across as maybe a bit restless, always kind of searching for something new to do, something that will stimulate their mind, especially with like Gemini and the ninth house. Um, so yeah, I would say this person really loves to learn. I don't know, maybe for some, this person really likes to read books. Um, yeah, and I would also say like, especially with like, I don't know, this energy makes me think of someone who could be spiritual but brings it to a more scientific place with Gemini. Um, yeah. Yeah, like it even makes me think of like Mercury in the ninth house, which would even be kind of like a balance of a like scientific spirituality type of thing. I have that placement, and that's something that I really enjoy. I don't know, it could be something like that with this person. So okay, let's look at your cards. Okay, and I told pile one. So I don't know if you've seen some of my recent videos. I complained that pile one kept getting the Fool and pile two kept getting the Star card in like several of my readings, and I was like getting tired of it. Like, can we switch it up, please? We did get a little bit of a break, but today, I guess it's still kind of switched up because you guys get or I mean, you guys get the Fool, and pile one got the Star this time around. So yeah, we have the Fool here. Then we have Feminine. We have the Rider. And we have the Mice. These are, I guess these are like the Norman cards, and I mostly took them for physical traits that this person might have to kind of describe them. But it also comes with like some personality traits, so I took those too. And we'll look at that later. So we have Sacred Friendship. And then we have Hunger. Scraping a costly affliction's limits. Okay, so one thing that I noticed when I shuffled out this pile was like, this to me looks like a fox on the Fool card, and we also have a fox on Sacred Friendship. So by the way, this could be your friend who's drawn to you. This could be someone who's a feminine person. Yeah, like the feminine card doesn't really come with much physical descriptions but besides gender. So this could be a woman who's drawn to you. Maybe for very few of you, this could be someone who's just very feminine as well. But with the Fool, this could be someone who likes to have fun. I assume this, yeah, no, definitely. With Jupiter and Sagittarius, this is a playful person. Someone who probably likes to laugh, have fun, go do, like, crazy things. Yeah, this is a risk taker, too, with the Fool and the, like, Sagittarius energy coming through. Definitely someone who would love to take spontaneous trips and, yeah, could have a very spontaneous personality in general. Yeah, and I don't know, maybe for a few of you, like, something stands out about foxes with this person, like maybe they like foxes or something like that. But I guess that's all I really get so far with the personality. We'll find a little bit more about their personality through this card, but I'll have to kind of reference the book for that. But with your Lenormand cards, to kind of explain some physical traits this person might have. With the Rider, it's associated with being like athletic and fit. I would kind of maybe assume so, just because like This seems to be a very active person, someone who likes to do things, someone who probably maybe doesn't spend a lot of time at home. Um, yeah, so we also have strong, quick, slender, well dressed, elegant looking. With the mice, we could have brown hair, dark gray hair, black hair, thin hair, receding hairline. This could be someone, yeah, okay, like it says tease, so I'm assuming it's like this person likes to kind of tease. They might be kind of playful in that way. Maybe it's kind of like a friendly sort of like mean teasing, like when you like it for some it kind of comes through as like for some of you this could be the type of person who shows their affection through kind of like teasing in a kind of mean but playful way. So that could kind of describe this person, especially with like the fox energy. Like I definitely think this could be someone who's quite clever, someone who's like a trickster kind of a little bit. I don't sense anything bad with this person. I just think they're very playful and love to have fun, and they try to make things interesting in any way that they can. This could also be someone who can be fidgety. I kind of think that aligns with like a restlessness that this person might have. Like they might get bored easily and feel like they need to fill their day with doing many things. This could be someone who can be busy. And then it also says psychic vampire with the mice. Maybe for some of you with that like idea of like teasing and being a little bit mean, maybe for some of you this could be someone who's a little bit mean and has, you know, kind of negative energy or intentions. That could be the case. I would hope not, though. Everything else looks pretty good. So next I want to take a look at hunger. The number 66 to me has always been kind of like, to me, in my opinion, like a healing sort of number when it comes to relationships. So maybe this is someone that kind of wants more like peaceful energy within your connection, or maybe to heal your connection in some way, make it more feel more comfortable or more healthy in some way. But yeah, let's take a look. So this card is the survivalist merit. So this might kind of explain more of this person's personality. So the survivalist merit symbolizes endurance and creative self-reliance in the face of harsh conditions. Survivalists are raw, fiery individuals. Yeah, I think for some of you, this person definitely seems like a fire sign or has like strong fire in their chart, possibly. Yeah, fiery individuals who dislike the mundane, yeah, and loathe social conformity. Yeah, I think this person loves to have fun and likes to make things interesting. I don't think they like to feel bored. They thrive on independence, often establishing private, self-contained bubbles over which they exert full control. They find purpose in self-preservation. To survivalist nature is an escape. So some things that could kind of describe this person is like an unyielding personality, someone who's solitary, resourceful. Some of their flaws could be that this person does come across as aggressive at times. I could kind of see that with like maybe they say things at times with like Gemini coming out associated with Mercury. Maybe they're not always careful about the things they say. Maybe they do come across as aggressive or a little bit mean at times. It's hard for me to tell whether they're doing it intentionally for some of you or not. But yeah, with the Fool being associated with like Aquarius energy, I told Pile 1 this with the star coming out with them, which is also associated with Aquarius energy, that it makes me think of it like technology. So for some of you, this could be someone that you know from online. But yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at the hunger page. Okay, so we do have a Jade. Oh God, I'm like mixing words together. I'm going to be reading so much in this pick a card reading. I feel like I'm going to be like jumbling over words at the end of this reading. But we do have a date here associated with the Hunger card, and that's June 15th. So that's interesting since Gemini does come out So maybe this person, for some of you, is like a Gemini or maybe born around that date. It's actually 2 days away from my dad's birthday. So what it says here, and this doesn't really, I guess, like, I'm just hoping that reading this might bring out certain things in certain people, like maybe it gives certain hints to who this is for some people. So this might not be relevant to who, like, describing this person for you, but for some of you maybe something sticks out. So it says, we're not doing too hot. We ate through my snake and carrot reserves faster than I expected. Got to start taking more chances if we're going to last. Can't survive on termites forever. It'll get hard to sorry, let me restart that. It'll get hard to think if we don't find a solution soon. I'll get out and set deadfalls for the rats. And maybe you can go to the river and see if you can catch anything. I've never had any luck there, but you said you had some fishing skills, right? Between the two of us, we should pull through. Yeah, I don't know. Actually, like, just kind of the energy of, like, what this says, it kind of seems like a very cooperative energy, like sort of like team effort sort of thing, working together with someone. And I think that kind of fits well with the number 66. Like, this person might really want to work on things with you in some way. At least, like, it's possible for some of you, if this person upset you in any way, that they're trying to kind of, like, wanting to make you feel better, or wanting to bring a better energy into the connection with you. So yeah, that's who's drawn to you, pile 2. I hope that resonated with you and it kind of gave you an idea of who it is. That was my goal, at least. So thank you for watching, and I'm going to go ahead and move on to the next pile. Bye. Okay, pile 3, welcome to your reading. So we're going to find out who's drawn to you. And I've got astro dice. I'm going to roll those first, hopefully to kind of bring up some zodiac signs that you might associate with the person who's drawn to you. And also just to kind of get a feel for, like, maybe their personality or something like that. So for pile 3, who's drawn to pile 3? Okay, we got Libra, the 6th house, and we have Saturn. Oh, okay. I feel like, I don't know, maybe I'm a little embarrassed to say, but it seems like a lot of, some of my placements seem to be coming up. I have Saturn in the 6th house. So that, actually, like, maybe for some of you, this person could be going through their Saturn return. So maybe they're around, like, late 20s, early 30s, maybe around that age for some of you. Libra energy in the 6th house. Like, I wonder if this person, like, Libra makes me think of, like, someone who could be attractive physically. So maybe you would say this person's physically attractive. Libra energy also seems to be very, like, peaceful, very kind. To me, I've seen a lot of Libras being, like, kind of energetic. So I don't know if that's something else going on in their chart that seems to be making them that way, but I've always kind of seen them as, like, a bit more on the energetic side. But yeah, with the 6th house coming up with Libra, it also makes me think of, like, I don't know, for some of you, maybe this person really cares about their physical appearance. The 6th house makes me think of, like, maybe, like, a routine of some kind. So maybe this person has a routine, like a workout routine. Maybe they stay busy. You could also know this person from work with the sort of earth energy coming through Saturn in the 6th house. So that's a possibility. Yeah, and by the way, like, with the 6th house, that kind of gives Virgo energy, so maybe this person has some Virgo in their chart. Same with, and Saturn, that's, like, associated with Capricorn. So I don't know, I feel like this person could be very ambitious, I think. And with the Saturn energy, yeah, like, in the 6th house, quite disciplined within their routines. This could be someone with, like, the 6th house, maybe I would think, like, can tend to kind of plan things out a lot. Maybe this person is someone who likes to, like, make lists and things like that, have a schedule of some kind, and depending on how disciplined they are, maybe they, like, really need to stick to a specific schedule, and that's something that's, like, stands out about them. Yeah, and also with Saturn, like, well, for some of you, this person may not actually have this sort of like energetic vibe to them. Like with Saturn, maybe they actually come across as quite like contained and maybe a bit serious or maybe even shy, depending. Um, and yeah, and maybe even for some of you, this person could be a bit depressed at times, or maybe has like kind of like a melancholy maybe personality, just because Saturn can bring challenges. So maybe this person is going through a lot, and that might be something that stands out about them. So let's take a look at your cards. Okay, let's see. So you have the Chariot, so we got some Cancer energy coming through. We have the Mountain. Yeah, I mean, okay, like, I wasn't really reading into the Lenormand cards for the other piles, but yeah, the Mountain can also kind of talk about, like, challenges and delays as well, which, like, is associated with Saturn energy. We have the Bouquet, and we have the Snake. We have romantic connection. Yeah, I think with Libra, yeah, for some of you, this could be a romantic connection. And we have River, following an authentic thought. I also feel like with Saturn coming through, if this person doesn't come across as like a depressed person, because like maybe like life has been kind of challenging for them, because for some of you that could be the case. It could also be that this person does come across as very wise because of the challenges that they've been through in life. So for some of you, you don't really have to resonate with this person being like depressed or having a depressing sort of nature or like way of thinking. This person could have overcome like a lot of challenges, which brings them a lot of wisdom. So yeah, and I kind of feel like Saturn is kind of brings like a level of intellect. So I feel like this could be someone who's pretty smart. Um, this for some of you, this doesn't have to be someone who, like, okay, for some of you, like with romantic connection, sure, it could be like a romantic connection. But I also kind of get the vibe with like Libra energy for them and romantic connection that this could just be like a romantic person in general. Like they really like romance or something like that. Um, Yeah, maybe for some of you, you recognize this person as someone who has struggled within romantic connections, even possibly. The snail, so with the chariot, like I definitely got the sense that this is an ambitious person. So I think that really resonates with the chariot energy of someone who wants to achieve things, has goals. Um, but I don't know, with the snail on the chariot, maybe that kind of describes this person to be a little bit like slow. Maybe that's, saying that with the mountain and like Saturn energy, that they take a little bit longer to maybe learn certain things or accomplish certain things. Um, and maybe there's part of, like partially like challenges around that, like delays from success or something like that. That could definitely be the case with this energy. So to describe this person's appearance and a little bit more with their personality, I was mostly taking the Lenormand cards for appearance, but it also comes with some personality traits, so I figure I keep those in just in case that sticks out to anyone, like rings a bell for who this person is. So with the mountain, okay, this could be someone who's bald, or gray hair, maybe older. Maybe it just means that they are older than you, not necessarily like way older or something like that. This could be someone who's big, someone who's a loner, someone who's shy, stubborn, and aloof. And I definitely kind of get that coming through with Saturn energy. energy to describe this person. With the bouquet, this could be someone who's pretty, beautiful, good looking. They could have dark blonde hair or just lighter hair. They could also have quite like lush hair. Yeah, I kind of feel like with Libra in the sixth house, like this is someone who might put a lot of energy into keeping up their appearance, and like they might be a little bit high maintenance, something like that. With the snake, that could be someone who's tall, slim, very flexible, someone who's a dancer, maybe does yoga. That's associated with the snake. I was also kind of thinking like maybe because I don't know, maybe I kind of feel like this is becoming more popular lately, but calisthenics. So maybe they do something like that as well if it's not like yoga. But yeah, this could also be someone who comes across as sexy and charismatic at times, which I could kind of see considering the like Libra vibes. Like this could be someone who could be quite flirty, and again, someone who like likes romance and things like that. Okay, so taking a look at the river, that's the angler merit, so that kind of might help describe this person for you. So the angler merit symbolizes contemplation and patient reflection. Yeah, I feel like maybe with the snail, this is someone who is patient. Maybe they've had to learn patience through certain challenges of like delays, so that could be a possibility. So anglers are deep thinkers, cautious of change. They contemplate their choices carefully before making decisions. They dread confrontation. Yeah, that kind of sounds accurate with like Libra coming through. Like sometimes Libra gets a bad rap for being like a people pleaser. So I feel like that resonates with like maybe fearing confrontation at times. So yeah, they dread confrontation and tend to be reserved, preferring to ponder things in calm, quiet environments. They are patient by nature and don't mind waiting if it leads to reward. To anglers, nature is a place to think. So yeah, they could be patient, reflective, a little bit stoic. I think that does come through with the Saturn energy. And some of their flaws could be that they tend to second guess themselves a lot. Okay, yeah, the river card. Okay, so let's see. So we get a date here, December 9th. So that's a Sagittarius birth date. So maybe for some of you, this could be a Sagittarius. Or maybe they're born around December 9th, or in December, possibly. I do think with following an authentic thought, I'm not sure if this person... I don't know, since it comes through that this person might be a bit reserved, and not always expressing themselves too well, I think. I would say maybe this person doesn't always share their thoughts with other people, but I think if you became close with this person, you might find that this person feels quite different from other people. Like with following an authentic thought, like maybe they feel that they have a tendency to think a little bit differently than maybe society or other people or something like that. And I think that kind of makes sense, is if they feel a little bit like an outcast, maybe they don't feel comfortable opening up with everyone. This person maybe does fear judgment at times, I think. So yeah, I'm going to read this here, and it might not mean anything to you, but for some of you, maybe something stands out to you, and I was kind of hoping that maybe that could happen for some people to kind of like give hints to who this person might be. So it says, I feel bad. It's like I've given something up. I took his offer, sold everything but the fishing cabin. At the same time, though, I guess it's a relief. I realized I had to take my own advice. Stop trying to fix what went wrong. It was a decent offer anyways. Said he wanted to turn the old shop into a burger joint. Even offered me a job as the lead burger boy. I turned down the job. I think I'll be alright out at my little cabin. Want to sit and do some thinking about the future. Maybe even go explore a little and find where those otters went off to. Sad to say, you're officially out of a job, but hey, I can finally pay you for your time at least. I know a guy who's looking for labor if you need a place to land. Let's go fishing sometime. So yeah, I don't know, maybe something stands out there. I don't know, maybe for very few of you, this person's lost a job recently, maybe is looking for work at this time. But yeah, I think overall maybe it kind of talks about a sort of challenging situation or maybe a little bit of a depressing situation. So maybe that resonates with someone. But that's who's drawn to you, pile 3. I hope you got the messages you needed. I hope it was clear who's drawn to you. Thank you for watching, and I'm going to go ahead and move on to the next pile. Bye. Alright, pile 4, welcome to your reading. So, we're going to find out who's drawn to you, and so what I'm going to do first is roll some astro dice, kind of pull up some zodiac signs for your reading, and kind of get like a feel for who's drawn to you. So, for pile 4, who's drawn to pile 4? Okay, so we've got Virgo, we have South Node, and we have the 11th house. So we have Virgo. Okay, I guess like the South Node might not be like, probably not associated with a zodiac sign, but we get Aquarius with the 11th house. So the 11th house does make me think this could be your friend who's drawn to you. This could be someone who's quite independent, but someone who is very social, someone who maybe does have a lot of friends. If this isn't like exactly your friend, maybe this is just someone who is popular, has a lot of friends, can be quite social. With the 11th house could be associated with technology, so you could know this person from online. That came through in a lot of piles. Virgo. So someone who could be quite, yeah, definitely Virgo in 11th house is someone who's smart. I feel like that also came through in a lot of piles. Virgo South Node, which is interesting. So I have a Virgo North Node. So a Virgo South Node would have a Pisces North Node. So I don't know, maybe this could be someone who is becoming more spiritual, someone who's becoming a lot more like loving and like very empathetic, someone who does a lot of sacrifice, and could be walking away from, or like, I guess I would say like, I see the North Node and South Node as things you should balance out rather than just go towards one side. So yeah, with the Virgo South Node, this would be someone who's like analytical, maybe more logical, like naturally, like they would be this way. Someone who is very organized, likes things to be like in order, likes to have control of things. This would be someone who naturally is good at acts of service. And yeah, I would say with like the 11th house too, like that gives like a humanitarian vibe. So I don't know, like this might be someone who would be open to doing like, I would think like volunteer work or just give a helping hand for free. So yeah, I don't know. I guess hopefully that kind of describes who's drawn to you, but let's go ahead and take a look at the cards. Yeah, and also with like maybe thinking of like a Pisces South or Pisces North Node, like someone who is becoming like more dreamy, something like that, more imaginative or like intuitive too. Okay, so yeah, let's take a look at your cards. So we have, oh yeah, the High Priestess. Yeah, I feel like that feels very, you know, in alignment with like maybe a Pisces North Node. So someone who is very intuitive. I also kind of thought like maybe with Virgo, although I don't necessarily always see Virgos as being like shy. Yeah, maybe for some of you, this could be someone who's more quiet or shy, doesn't always reveal what they're thinking. The cross, that's so funny. Okay. The fox. And we have the clouds. This could be someone that you don't hear from all the time, or maybe you don't know a lot about, because also the High Priestess gives like kind of like mysterious vibes. Also, I mean, there's this person's very wise, and again, like it seems as if this is someone who's become a lot more spiritual, or is just in general very spiritual. Yeah, because the cross can talk about, like, it kind of gives a spiritual vibe. Although the Lenormand cards here were kind of taken for, like, appearance. So yeah, I don't know. I kind of get the sense for some of you that this person does give like, a vibe of being spiritual through their appearance. We have learned more about each other. And yeah, okay, and Duck Hunter, number 55. Yeah, I think it's funny with learn more about each other. I feel like with the High Priestess, this is probably someone you don't know very well who's drawn to you. And like, I would say this is someone who's probably curious about you, wants to know more about you. And, you know, I could kind of assume if this person is being described as like a spiritual person, someone who's wise, yeah, and kind of like into that stuff. Like, I feel like this could be your friend, someone who wants to be friends with you. This could be someone who wants to talk about spiritual things with you. Yeah, and I feel like, yeah, definitely. I mentioned that this comes across as someone who's very smart. I feel like that makes sense with, I guess you would say, like, my collective. Like, I feel like I really enjoy smart people and I look up to smart people, and so I try to, you know, be a smart person as well. So I feel like that makes sense that that would be coming through in my reading so much. So yeah, and so yeah, because I would assume you guys are smart, and probably also kind of attracted to intellectual types. This might be someone who, like, you would love to learn from, and just, yeah, like, learn about. I think they want to learn about you with the books on the learn more about each other card. I feel like this could be someone who likes to learn. Definitely makes sense with Virgo associated with Mercury, and Aquarius being associated with the 11th house gives, like, someone whose mind is quite active. The number 55, to me, I associate that number with, like, letting go. I wonder if maybe for some of you this is someone who has had to, I don't know, maybe walk away from many things in their life. Maybe this is someone who's been through a kind of big transition in their life. Like, for some of you, like, this could be someone who has recently gone through a very, like, spiritual experience, kind of opening them, like, them up to spirituality. And maybe that's, like, a big change for them. Because I don't know, I just associate the number 55 with, like, letting go and, like, a lot of change coming. But yeah, I didn't read. It says attempting a seeker's strategy, and yeah, definitely strategy makes me think that this could be someone who is definitely very smart. Someone who maybe likes to play board games or even video games. I could see that with, I don't know, the word strategy makes me think of that. And okay, let's see. To describe this person's appearance, I don't know. I just kind of feel like the cross just amplifies, like, a spiritual energy. So maybe you feel a spiritual connection to this person, even if they're a bit mysterious to you. You don't know them that well. It could also be that I kind of feel like something comes through to them in their appearance that's spiritual. And that's mostly what I thought with the cross. But the thing that was associated with the cross, maybe you don't want to take this too seriously. Because I'm not sure if this fits in necessarily, but maybe for some of you it does. So the cross could kind of show someone who looks tired, defeated, exhausted, maybe even sickly looking. So maybe for some of you that could be the case, but I kind of just felt like the cross gave, like, maybe a spiritual vibe. To me, it also, just looking at the card, makes me think of, like, accessories. So I don't know, maybe this person has certain accessories that they wear. With the fox, that could be someone with red hair, and I thought that was interesting. I feel like that has to be the case for some of you. I don't know how well you can see it on camera, but she does have red hair in this card. So yeah, I definitely feel like for some of you, this person has red hair. The fox could also show someone who's petite to average size, someone who's light-footed and stealthy. I feel like that makes a lot of sense with the high priestess. Like, I feel like this is someone who can be very quiet, and it's like they wouldn't be noticed when they walk in a room. So I feel like this person could kind of, like, scare people from time to time with their presence, because people didn't realize they were there. Maybe for some of you that also kind of like might mean that this person like observes you a bit, like watches you from afar if you know this person, like you know, in day-to-day life. But for some of you with the 11th house in Aquarius energy maybe being associated with online connections, maybe this is someone who keeps quiet but watches you online. Like they check up on you, they're curious about you. And then with the clouds, that could be like a like two colored hair. Like so maybe it's like they dyed their hair and it, yeah, so for some of you, like, I don't know, their natural hair color could be red. Maybe they dyed their hair red and it's like their natural hair color is growing out so you can see both colors. So for some of you, maybe it's just that this person dyes their hair. And for maybe a few of you, it could be like this person like getting a bit older and having some gray hairs or something like that. But I also think with the clouds, it kind of makes me think of the two colored thing because that's like the only thing associated with the clouds apparently as far as appearance goes. It can talk about a moodiness, so maybe this person can come across as moody, but I would kind of think like they might be good at kind of hiding their like emotions or reactions, and like I don't know, kind of like the last pile, maybe this person can come across a bit stoic at times. But yeah, with the clouds, with the dark cloud and the light cloud, it makes me think of like a high contrast look, so maybe someone who has like both very light features and dark features. But yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at the duck hunter. So it's the hunter merit, and this might describe more about this person's personality. The hunter merit symbolizes present intentions and taking direct action. Hunters are focused and determined in stalking their objectives. Okay, I don't know, maybe for some of you this person kind of is stalking you online or something like that, or maybe like from afar. I don't know, I don't think it's a bad thing. I think they're just kind of curious about you, so I think they look up like check up on you maybe a lot. um they move through the world with clear goals and live purposeful and present lives. They are task oriented, despise failure, and tend to be very situationally aware. Yeah, I would say with the High Priestess, this was someone with like a lot of awareness, like a deep awareness. They notice a lot. To hunters, nature is a resource to manage and consume. So they could be someone who's precise, deliberate, and aware. Yeah, definitely. But their flaws could be that they might have tunnel vision at times. I don't know, maybe that means that this person could be a little bit stubborn from time to time. But let's see with number 55. Okay, so most of these, I mean, maybe even all of these cards come with a date. So your date is January 1st, so maybe that kind of brings Capricorn vibes into the reading. Maybe they were born around January, maybe January 1st, or like just in January. So that's also Aquarius too, with the 11th house. Some of you, this could be an Aquarius. So I'm going to read this and hopefully something sticks out and maybe gives clues to who this is. Maybe for some of you it'll do that. It says, now that we're back, let's see if we can't jump a few... Sorry, let's see if we can't jump shoot a few ducks off Pole Pond over there. I think I hear a few widgeons. Got a shotgun in my truck if you want to try your hand. Be sure to grab a license when we get back to town, though. I got to teach you something before we go our separate ways. Just take your time. Get close as you can before spooking them up. Then once they're in the air, pick out a few, lead them a little, and be ready for a kick. They may sound like dullards squawking up a storm like that, but they're pretty smart birds. You'll do fine. Yeah, I don't know. I do think this is someone who's smart, and I don't know. It says, I gotta teach you something before we go our separate ways. I kind of do feel like there's like maybe a spiritual connection here. And I don't know. Like, I did get the sense that like this might be someone who's curious about you, maybe curious about your spiritual beliefs, wants to get to know you, and possibly wants to discuss like spiritual topics with you. And it is possible that this person wants to learn from you and also wants to teach you things. Because I kind of get the sense that, yeah, like this is someone who's smart. They may also be curious about you because they may feel that you're also a smart person. And like want to like discuss things with you, have conversations with you, and maybe see if they can learn something from you or teach you something as well. But yeah, so that's your reading, pile 4. I hope it resonated with you, and it hopefully it was clear who's drawn to you. That was my goal. But yeah, thank you for watching, and I'm gonna go ahead and move on to the next pile. Bye. Alright, pile 5, welcome to your reading. So we're going to find out who's drawn to you, and I forgot to mention to all the other piles until now so we're doing who's drawn to you. I'm also going to be planning to be doing a reading, why are they drawn to you, after this. So if that's something you're curious to know, just keep that in mind if that's something you want to check out. But first, what I'm going to do is roll some astro dice, get maybe some zodiac signs associated with the person who's drawn to you, or just kind of like explain who, like a little bit of who they are. So for pile 5, who is drawn to them? Okay, we have the 3rd house, we've got Scorpio, and we've got Jupiter. Interesting. So yeah, 3rd house could be associated with Gemini, Scorpio, and then we also have like Sagittarius kind of vibes with Jupiter. With the 3rd house and Jupiter, I feel like this is someone who, oh my god, I'm repeating myself so much. We've got different dice, or like roll of the dice in like each pile. But it seems like a lot of the people who are drawn to my viewers are smart people. Yeah, like with the 3rd house and Jupiter, this could be someone who's smart. Maybe just someone who's very social, someone who comes across as optimistic. But okay, this person seems like, I don't know, I get the feeling that this person's like a little bit of a paradox. Because like Scorpio vibes give someone who might be like a bit mysterious and secretive, maybe even coming across as a bit serious at times. But with Jupiter, like someone who's playful, optimistic, very social. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like this is a social person, but they might, I don't know, maybe they come across as vague in some way, so they still seem mysterious, and you don't always know what's going on with them or something like that. Yeah, I think I'll just go with that. Hopefully that sticks out as something, gives like a hint to who this person might be. But we'll take a look at more cards and see what comes through. Okay, so we have the sun. Yeah, okay. I was kind of getting, okay, and I look, okay, hold on. I need to chill out. Hold on. We got masculine here, and I was just thinking, like, with what I was coming up with the astro dice, to me it came across as kind of a very masculine energy. So yeah, we have masculine. So for most of you, if not all of you, this is a man who is drawn to you, a masculine energy. And yeah, I think it's interesting too, because the sun is associated with like masculine energy. We have allow divine timing, and we have chicken of the woods, welcoming a powerful animal's identity. Okay. So yeah, definitely with the Jupiter energy coming through with the sun, we also have Leo energy coming through with the sun. Yeah, this seems like someone who is, I feel like, charismatic. Someone who comes across as optimistic, has like a sunny disposition. Like, I think this is someone who comes across as quite friendly, but I'm not sure if this person's always very open about certain things. So it kind of leaves you wondering about the person. I don't know if this person always opens up too deeply. It's kind of like the vibe I get. Like the third house energy makes me think of someone who can be quite social but keeps things light. Maybe doesn't always go into like deep discussions about things. I also kind of get that vibe with Sagittarius coming through with Jupiter, that this person kind of likes to keep things surface level, which is interesting because Scorpio does give very, like, I guess intense and maybe deep vibes, but I don't know. I get the sense that this is someone who doesn't always reveal things, or is kind of vague about things, or is a bit secretive, or um doesn't always open up about certain things. So it brings like this uh, like feeling of mystery. And I kind of get that sense too with allow divine timing. Like maybe that just kind of explains that um, there's something mysterious to you about this person. That's what I'll say. Let's take a look at like with the Lenormand cards. That's supposed to kind of represent like appearance, like their appearance. So yeah, definitely for most of you, this is a masculine energy who's drawn to you. With the anchor, that could show someone who's darker or has tan skin, someone with blue or green eyes, a pear body shape, someone who could be clingy, but also stable, serious, secure, stern, and stubborn. I thought that was kind of strange. Like, I understand with the anchor, like this idea of clinginess, because the anchor can talk about like settling down. So there's that. But like with stable, serious, secure, like clinginess doesn't give secure vibes. So I don't know if this person's clingy. Although they may, like, you may know this person to want to settle down in some way or something like that. Or there's something very like stable about this person, it seems, or I guess secure. I thought it's interesting too with the boat. It also talks about tan skin, so definitely for some of you, this person has tan skin. Maybe with the sun, they like to they go out in the sun a lot, or maybe for some of you, for a few of you, maybe this person works in the sun and that's why they have tan skin. It also says rough, so I'm thinking it's like maybe rough skin. Like it's definitely giving like construction worker vibes. Maybe for a few of you, that's like kind of gives you a clue of who this is. But like, I would also think they have like, rough, calloused, maybe working hands for some of you. It's possible. Yeah, because it's the boat is also associated with a hard worker. Could also be someone who's exotic, someone with olive skin, robust, or foreign or well traveled as well. Could be the case with this person. So let's take a look at. So you have the gatherer merit, and so that should kind of also maybe describe this person for you. So the gatherer merit symbolizes learning from your surroundings and collecting knowledge. Gatherers are information-driven intellects. Yeah, I don't know. For some of you, I don't know if this person does come across as smart. Maybe they just come across as like social. And like charismatic and maybe like witty and good with their words. For others of you, like I would say, yeah, this person is actually quite smart. But yeah, so it says, so let me repeat myself. Gatherers are information-driven intellects who enjoy piecing together the inner workings of the world around them. Though they are collectors, they are generous and gracious in sharing their abundance. They view themselves as part of the natural world and feel at home in the outdoors. Yeah. For some of you, I think this person works outdoors. I'm pretty sure for some of you that's the case. To gatherers, nature is a source of endless lessons. Yeah, for some of you, since it's like talking about being a collector, I don't know, maybe for some of you, this person has a collection of some sort. Yeah, and so they could be someone who's open-minded, intellectual, and curious. Their flaws could be that they come across as a know-it-all. I don't know, I guess with the masculine energy, maybe this is someone who does tend to, that word mansplain things. So maybe that's the case for some of you. So yeah, let's take a look at the gatherer, or I mean the chicken of the woods, says welcoming a powerful animal's identity. We also have a date here. It's August 10th, so that's like Leo. Oh yeah, definitely we've got Leo energy here with the sun in August 10th. I actually know someone born on that day. So it says, I'm going to read this here, and hopefully something sticks out to some of you about, giving a hint of who this person is. So it says, I'm all about classification of species, but at its best, it's inherently an oversimplification of nature, all to serve human understanding. What's ironic is that in our effort to understand, we start to ignore anything that doesn't fit into what we already know. Perhaps that's the saddest part of taxonomy. But to answer your question, no, chicken of the woods is not a plant, it's a fungus. I don't know, I feel like this person could come across as like, maybe when they like correct people or explain things to people, maybe it comes across as a bit rude or something like that. Could be the case. And I don't know, I get the sense for some of you, this person could be open-minded, as if they're like, I don't know, I get like two different groups of people here, maybe. One where this person is like intellectual, they're curious, they're open-minded, they're able to kind of like take in new information and change what they already know or add to what they already know. For some of you though, I kind of get the sense that this person's more like a little bit shallow-minded. Maybe doesn't always like interested in deep discussions about things and kind of remains more surface level and vague. And maybe if they fit in more with that, like they could come across as like not really being open to new information and kind of just being stubborn to what they think they already know. So I don't know. Hopefully that kind of gives you an idea of who's drawn to you. So thank you for watching, and yeah, keep in mind if you want to figure out why they're drawn to you, I'm going to be doing that reading soon and hopefully posting it soon. So stay tuned for that if you want to know that. But yeah, that's your reading, and I'm going to go ahead and move on to the next pile. Bye. Okay, pile 6. So let's find out who's drawn to you. So I'm going to start with rolling some astro dice, throw out some zodiac signs that might ring a bell. And kind of also get a look at like who this person is. So for pile 6, who's been drawn to pile 6? Alright, so we've got Mercury, the 7th house. Oh my gosh, we got Libra. Okay, well, a lot of Libra energy here with the 7th house and Libra. And I would say like this could be someone who's a little bit flirty, someone who's romantic. Maybe this is actually your partner who's drawn to you with the 7th house. Maybe this is someone who is in a relationship that's drawn to you. Maybe someone who has, the 7th house talks about long-term partnerships. It could also be like business partnerships. So maybe that's something for some of you. But mostly I think with Libra and the 7th house, this is like someone romantic, someone who wants a long-term partner. Maybe this is someone who you want to be in a long-term partnership with. I would also think maybe with Libra vibes being associated with like Venus energy, that this is someone who is very attractive looking. And Mercury, yeah, and even with Libra, although I would say like maybe Libra doesn't come across as the more intellectual of the air signs, I do think of Libra as being very smart, and having a like strong sense of judgment. So I would say like, yeah, maybe this is someone who has good judgment, someone who is very smart with Mercury, someone who likes to learn things, has a lot of facts about things, has a lot of knowledge. Also with Mercury energy, this could be someone that you talk to a lot and you've known for a long time. And is someone who loves to have conversations, someone who loves to talk. So this could be someone who's pretty social. So yeah, we'll start there. Let's get your cards out and see more of who this person is. So we have the Empress. Oh, okay, this pile was interesting to me. So with the Empress, I was thinking like, okay, like that's, usually seen as like a feminine energy. We have the house. Oh, okay, and this pile, okay, there's actually some interesting things with this pile. I don't know if any of you. Oh, this is so crazy, actually. No way. Okay, because I was excited about this pile. I forgot about this. But I don't know if any of you watched my Who Will You Marry reading, but pile one in Who Will You Marry, they got the house and the clover in that pile. So immediately, like, I was thinking after I shuffled out this pile, I'm like, I have to say that, pile six. I'm like, did any of you choose pile one in my, like, Who Will You Marry reading? Because if you did, like, that's kind of crazy. And now it's even more crazy to me considering the seventh house in Libra energy of, like, long-term partnership. So I don't know, maybe for some of you, if you did choose this pile, maybe you might want to go watch pile one in that reading. If you are curious, but obviously, no pressure. You don't have to do that. I'm just happy you're here in this reading. So we have karmic relationship and poacher, prolonging a fleeting fascination. So something interesting happened. So I don't know. Initially, I was thinking that maybe for some of you, this is a feminine energy that's, drawn to you. But I'll kind of spoil it, although I don't remember the details. When I looked into this card in the book, it gives a description of, like, a physical description. So I feel like your pile gives a lot of physical descriptions. Maybe that happened for a reason, since I kind of directed some of you to the marry, like, who you gonna marry reading. I don't know, so maybe that's why. But yeah, so we have karmic relationship here. So I think that this is someone that you're going to be very drawn to. Someone that you're meant to kind of meet in life. You're meant to kind of, like, clear karma with this person. Maybe there's kind of some difficulty in lessons with this person as well. But I think with the Empress energy, this is someone who's, like, responsible, someone who's mature. Someone who I would assume this is someone who does take good care of themselves and is also quite nurturing as a person. And I was kind of thinking, like, maybe this is a feminine person for some of you, and that could be the case, but I'll just say, like, the description that came through in the book was definitely, like, a masculine sort of appearance. So this is definitely a man for some of you. But so to kind of describe their appearance, I use the Lenormand cards here for that. And it also comes through with some personality traits, so I did include those just in case that stands out to anybody. But with the house, it can be someone who's sturdy, square shoulders, whatever that means. Someone who's built. So, like, I would guess, like, they have some muscle, they're pretty strong. This could be someone with a stocky build or, a solid body. With the clover, that could show someone with green or hazel eyes, someone with a kind of jokester personality. So I guess someone who likes to maybe joke, make you laugh, have fun, and someone who's lighthearted. With the rod, that shows someone who's fit, possibly someone who works out all the time. I feel like that's only for some of you. I just feel like maybe this is someone who has, like, a lot of strength from a past, I don't know, maybe a sport that they did or something that they did in the past that gave them a lot of muscle that they've carried on with. So someone with a defined body. This could be someone with a high sex drive, or if they are a lady, this could be someone who shows cleavage, or maybe they just kind of like to wear more revealing clothing. My candle is going out. I ordered a new one and it's on the way, but I don't think it'll be here for a while, so I might be a little bit candleless for a while. It's pretty sad. I don't know, maybe that's a symbol for some of you, though, that, like, the candle going out was maybe that, like, I don't think that's for most of you, because I think for a lot of you, this is someone who's maybe been in your life for a long time, or someone that you have a lot of conversations with. So I don't know, maybe for some of you, I don't know, maybe the communication has stopped with this person. And they're, they're just the person who's drawn to you. But let's go ahead and look at the poacher. Um, and that's the Hunter merit. Another pile did get the Hunter merit too. So this could also describe this person's personality a little bit. So it says the Hunter merit symbolizes present intentions and taking direct action. Hunters are focused and determined in stalking their objectives. Oh, that's interesting. That did come through in one of the other piles. And I was thinking with the other pile that, so this could be a possibility for you guys too, especially if you've lost contact with this person, that maybe this person kind of still, yeah, especially with Mercury coming through, that can kind of give this energy of being online. So maybe this person, I feel like for a lot of you, you know this person from like, real life, but maybe I don't know, maybe this person, if you've lost contact with them, they still kind of check up on your social media and maybe stalk you a little bit. Yeah, so that could be the case. But they move through the world with clear goals and live purposeful and present lives. They are task oriented, despise failure, and tend to be very situationally aware. To hunters, nature is a resource to manage and consume. So they could be precise, deliberate, and aware, but they could also suffer from having tunnel vision. So let's take a look at the poacher, number 56. Yeah, I do get the sense for some of you, you've had to kind of like move on and let go from this person in the past. Maybe they still think about you and they're still drawn to you. But yeah, it says prolonging a fleeting fascination. So it makes me think that like the fleeting fascination, like maybe there's like something fleeting about the connection with this person, but yet they like have prolonged their fascination for you. I kind of get the sense that maybe that's the case. Oh, you guys also have January 1st as a date. I can't remember which pile, but another pile got January 1st as a date. So maybe for some of you, there's Capricorn energy associated with this person, or maybe they're born in January, so maybe that kind of could also be Aquarius. But it seems more like Capricorn energy. It's closer to, I guess, Capricorn. Anyways, I'm just going to read this little thing of text here, and I'm hoping that something about this text will stand out to some of you, and give you clues to who's drawn to you. But like I said, this also gives another description for physical appearance, so look out for that. So it says, all right, we're back to town. Stay out of trouble and find some place warm for the time being. We got another blizzard moving in soon. Time to take my badge out again. By the way, if you happen to see a guy matching this description, let me know. He's a serial poacher we've been tracking for some time, a real character. He shoots animals and just leaves them where they drop. But he has a calling card. He always leaves one of those packaged cupcake desserts nearby. Take care. So then the little description... Oh, something was interesting here. Okay, yeah. So the description here says male, 6'1", light hair, mid to late 20s, driving a brown 1973 Ford Bronco. He is known to leave packaged desserts next to victims' bodies, possibly cited purchasing cupcakes at the Eco gas station in Blight on November 5th. That was the other interesting thing that we got, like a date. November 5th just passed. I don't know, maybe for some of you this person was born in November. That would be Scorpio, right? Yeah. So yeah, I don't know, maybe for some of you this person could be a Scorpio. Maybe if they're not born early on in November, maybe they're a Sagittarius. Yeah, I wanted to just give like a lot of zodiac signs, just in case any of them stick out, along with the personality to kind of, match things up to a person who's drawn to you at this time. So I don't know, hopefully that made it clear who's drawn to you. But thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the reading. And by the way, I am going to be doing a reading next of why are they drawn to you. So if you are curious as to why this person's drawn to you, you might want to check that out. Hopefully it'll be posted soon after this video is posted. That's the goal. But yeah, thank you for watching, and I'm going to go ahead and move on with my day. Wishing you the best, pile 6. So yeah, that's it. Bye.